In this quiet northeast Denver neighborhood sits a former residence which now houses the Black American West Museum and Heritage Center, a place that is not just a representation of the Black experience in Denver, but an essential repository of the African American migration west.
We, here at the Black American West Museum, house the artifacts, the exhibits. We do programming, we do reenactors. We explain that migration and how important it was to the development of this western part of the United States.
Across the country, the discussion of fair and equal representation in education has come under attack. The George Floyd case had many demanding a more robust examination of systemic racism and the African American contribution to society. But for many, the uncomfortable truths of the past have resulted in 8 states passing laws restricting the teachings of racism and bias in public schools. Nearly 20 more states are planning to introduce similar legislation. Now more than ever, a complete picture of the African American experience is needed.
As corny as it sounds, that is truly what sets you free, is the education, is knowing truth from fiction, knowing fact, and being okay with it. The history of America is filled with doing people wrong to accomplish something for land, for money, for business opportunity. And so understanding that, saying, what am I going to do differently? How do I, and I'm not even asking you to do the kumbaya, let's get along. This is our world, this is our environment, and if we don't figure out how to at least live together side by side without the conflict and the hatred, it's gonna dissolve, and that's not even thinkable. That doesn't even make sense.
The Black American West Museum was founded by Paul Wilbur Stewart, a barber by trade. His fascination with African American cowboys became the initial collection of the museum.
He grew up knowing nothing about black cowboys, having to play the Indian as a child because he was told there was no such thing as black cowboys. Meeting a gentleman here through a cousin here in Colorado that had the cowboys, boots, hats, chaps, and he's like, yeah, right, who does this guy think he is? And his cousin's like, no, he is a true black cowboy, owns a ranch farm, and at that point, basically dedicated his life to unearthing that information.
The life of the museum is as rich as the histories of the Denver residents it houses. The collection of artifacts moved twice before becoming an official museum in 1971. And then in the early 80s, the Dr. Ford home became the permanent place for the museum.
So Dr. Ford is the first licensed black female physician here in Colorado. Began her practice in 1902 till her death in 1952. Graduating from high school, college, she had, again, the credentials, was given license, but no medical access. So it's kind of like getting your driver's license, but no car. She and her husband purchased a home at 23rd and Arapahoe. In that 50-year period, Dr. Ford literally delivered over 7,000 babies of somewhere between 8 to 10 different nationalities. But at the point where they were getting ready to demolish the house, some of those babies that she had delivered, some of the city council were like, not only no, but hell no. No, we've got to do something for this house. The museum was gifted the home through the city.
This valuable resource to Denver's shared legacy needs your help. After the pandemic and the discovery of a much-needed restoration to the building and exhibits, the museum is looking for volunteers. You can learn more by contacting the Black American West Museum and Heritage Center at bawmhc.org.
I am just proud of my history, and I stand on extraordinary shoulders. And it's just important that people know how passionate I am about my history and about this museum and about the history of the state of Colorado and the Western United States. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
For more stories, check out Denver's YouTube page or tune in to denver8.tv.